Grade 5 students at Winston Churchill Elementary School welcomed a special guest this afternoon. Newcap's very own meteorologist Peter Quinlin came in to teach all things weather.
You always need energy to be able to create a cloud, to create rain. The sun heats up the earth, and then the air comes in from the north.
It's the second year Peter has been visiting schools. He says it's a great opportunity to help kids understand exactly how the weather works.
To get out those questions, and I guess it was also a challenge for me to be able to answer them. Sometimes they like to stump me, so it's always a good challenge.
What started out as an email sent by teacher Derek Armstrong has become something the students look forward to during their weather unit.
It's a good partnership that we've now had for 2 years. The kids get to learn about weather as well as they get to learn about the careers of, being a meteorologist and being into the in the news world. So that's really good for them to see both those aspects.
I learned how clouds can form, how the stages of tornadoes, how dangerous they can be.
Since Peter came here today, we could see how it was to be a meteorologist without even being one.
Peter hopes to continue to come out to schools and help students learn about his passion of meteorology. Looks like it was fun for all of those kids. Well, Lloyd FM is moving up in the world. After broadcasting from over 50 years from the basement of the station, the Lloyd FM team is now front and center upstairs.
I've been working on that old board for 13 years or something like that. So this is high tech now, and it's like I'm a high tech redneck now.
And while there may be a few bumps in the road while the Lloyd FM team gets used to their new equipment, what will improve is their ability to tell their listeners what's going on outside.
Well, for Lloyd FM, it particularly means that our listeners, and particularly our farmers, are not going to have to suffer through wrong weather forecasts. I know it drives people crazy when they're driving down the road and we're saying there's a 60% chance of showers, and it is pouring out.
Announcers officially went live from the new headquarters this morning. Well, the SPCA is gearing up for its dinner theater. Brittany and Shelley tell us more on this week's pet project, along with introducing us to a senior dog from the Seniors for Seniors program.
This is Paula. She's a 7-year-old Pomeranian mix, and she was actually impounded from Lloydminster.
She was picked up by a City Lloydminster bylaw department, so sadly she can't actually be adopted back into Lloydminster. Someone has loved her. Look at her. She's just so comfortable. Her favorite thing to do once she gets to know you and she's comfortable with you is just to jump into your arms. Also, she's a senior, so she qualifies for our Senior for Senior program. So if there's a senior member of the public out there that is able and willing to care for her, they can actually adopt her. The adoption fee is waived in that case.
And this is Arnold. He's a 1-year-old orange tabby. He has all his vaccinations. He's microchipped and neutered.
He is. He will need a rabies vaccine. He's so social. He's the first one in the front of his kennel ready to come out for some love. He actually came in with a collar on, which doesn't happen very often. So we know somewhere along the way someone loved him. But he's doing good now. He is incredibly social and sweet.
And he does pretty well with other cats.
He does amazing with other cats. We already have him actually in the cat condo, where he was cuddled right up with a bunch of other cats. And as you can see, he has no problem adjusting to new people. If you can believe it, this year is our 12th annual dinner theater, and this year it's brought to you by Western Financial Group. Tickets go on sale this Thursday.
And they're at Mel's Hair Shop at 9 o'clock. And how much do they cost?
Tickets are just $65, and that includes an amazing supper and the incredible play. If previous years are any indication, you'll have to line up early to get any tickets for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And what are the dates for the dinner theater?
November 28th, 29th, 30th, and December 1st. So perfect time for Christmas parties.
The Pet Project is sponsored by Quick Pick Waste Disposal. Locally owned and operated and serving urban, rural, and industrial customers in Lloydminster and region.
Well, it might not seem like a year already, but on tonight's edition of Retrospect, Brian Hardy takes a look back at the day the train overpass collapsed, cutting off eastbound traffic on Highway 16. And we take a look at the unveiling of a local historical book.
And I'm pleased to present Bordering on Greatness. This week in 2001, a book about the history of Lloydminster was unveiled to the public.
The first book of its kind to document Lloydminster's unique and interesting history.
To have a viable community with a good quality of life, you need to know something about where you came from, how you developed over the years.
The book was commissioned by the Lloydminster and District Centennial Commemorative Association. It will serve as a lead-up to the city's 100th anniversary in 2003. Bernie Payne had the honor of buying the first book.
My grandfather was a bar colonist in 1903, so that made it very important to me. I thought to bid on it.
It took 10,000 hours of effort by the writers, researchers, and support staff to piece together the project. And now that the job is done, the authors are looking to others to keep Lloydminster's history alive.
Thanksgiving weekend 2011, and an overpass east of Lloydminster was knocked down by an oversized load.
Crews have been working all night, I've been told, because of the weight of the bridge span. A second crane has been brought in from ADM, and as you can see behind me, the section over the eastbound road has been removed and is now resting on its side.
Reports indicate an excavator attached to the back of a transporter truck hit the Canadian Pacific-owned overpass.
This was a catastrophe averted. It's bad enough. It's going to cost millions of dollars, but there was no loss of life.
Reporting from Highway 16 east of Lloydminster, I'm Kathy Lee.
Join us next time when the area gets a whole lot more TV channels on Retrospect, this week from the archives.
Retrospect This Week from the Archives is brought to you by Webb's Ford. Worth your while to drive the extra mile. Webb's Ford in Vermilion.
That is all the time we have tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Be sure to have a good night and see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Makeup provided by Vivid Hair and Aesthetics.
Tonight, getting informed. The local Chamber of Commerce gears up for their candidates forum ahead of the October 24th vote. Plus, moving on up, Lloyd FM moves into its new